Who needs Disney Plus when you have all of these VHS tapes? Oh boy. Hey, what's up you guys, and welcome back to the world. So today, like I announced on my Snapchat and Facebook, that today's video is all about playing with old technology. Now, back in the early days of entertainment, if you wanted to watch something at home, like if you wanted to watch, like, say, a movie, there weren't services like Disney Plus, Netflix, Hulu, not even Blu-rays or DVDs. You would have to use two things to make your entertainment dreams come true. Well, one, going to the actual movie theater itself, but if you wanted to take the movies home with you, there was only one thing to do, one thing to use, and that, my friends, is a VHS tape. Now, if you are not aware of what this is, don't worry, I will explain it to you. Okay, so if you don't know what a VHS tape is, basically VHS stands for Video Home System. And basically, each movie that you wanted to take home came in a case, came like this. A tape, with tapes inside that would play the movie that you wanted to watch. It comes with tape. I would imagine that this is how much is left, and this is how much it has used. And you'd have to use these VHS tapes on something like this. You would have to use a VCR. Now, if you don't know what VCR stands for, it stands for Video Cassette Recorder. So you would put these tapes inside of here, and they'd play the movie. But there's a lot more than just sticking the tape in and playing the movie. Now raise your hand if you've ever heard of Blockbuster. Okay, pencils down. I know you haven't. I know you haven't heard of Blockbuster. Blockbuster was a retail rental service that you could rent DVDs and VHS tapes from the early, I would say, 80s up until the early 2010s, when Blockbuster became obsolete in favor of these streaming services. You'd go into Blockbuster and rent a VHS tape similar to this, or a DVD, and then you'd bring it back. Well, with the VHS tape, it's not like a DVD. It is far from a DVD. You'd use the tape to watch the movie. So pretty much, as I was explaining here, this is how much is left in the movie. This is what has been used. Basically, when this spot looks like this, that means you've gone through the whole thing. Now, if you were getting the tape for the first time from a Blockbuster store, and if the person who last rented it was not responsible, then if you were to put this in to a VCR, it would not be completely rewound. You'd have to rewind it yourself. Let me explain. So like I said, a VHS tape is not like a DVD. Like, it'll magically go back to the beginning. No, if you're at the end of the movie, you'd have to physically rewind it from end to beginning all yourself. You'd have to do that by yourself. So, let me show you an example. So I was using this Beauty and the Beast tape as a reference to an actual VHS tape, but I actually have something in here. I have a VHS copy of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and it is still rewinding. It was at the very end of the movie, and I have to rewind the entire thing to the beginning to watch the whole thing. It takes a lot of time out of your hands, if you were in the early 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, you would have to do this for every single movie. There were no menus. There was no skip button. There was no next chapter, before chapter. You'd have to rewind the entire movie from the end to the beginning. And it was and still is a hassle to this day. April 29th, 2020. So I have all of these VHS tapes here as kind of like tests, because I have a VCR, as you just saw. I didn't have one before. I got one from my mom's friend named Kathy. Thank you for the VCR if you're watching. But it's not easy with a VCR. It is absolutely not easy. With all these movies came from my grandparents. Thank you for the movies. And basically, this is all you had in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, before DVDs came along, and Blu-rays came along, and streaming services. So, the movies I have right here are The Lion King, The Aristocats, Beauty and the Beast, obviously, because I showed you guys the tape. Let me put it back in the clamshell. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, a Winnie the Pooh movie, Peter Pan, Pocahontas, The Little Mermaid, Bambi, and Pinocchio. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 11 VHS tapes that I'm so incredibly excited to not mess around with, but just see what it was like to watch a movie in the early 80s, 90s, and 2000s. Because before the VHS system, let me see. Let me look online. Okay. I'm reading this from a Wikipedia article. In 1956, following several attempts by other companies, the first commercial successful VTR was introduced by VTR. I have no idea what that means. But then again, neither do you. Okay, so like I've said a million times, VHS was very popular in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. But there was one invention that completely killed the popularity of VHS, and it was introduced in 1996. The introduction of DVDs. Now, I'm using this DVD as a reference because I have both Bambi on VHS and DVD. So the DVD was much easier to use, and it had better quality, and it was just better than better than VHS because it was so much easier to use, and it was a lot more clear than VHS. So pretty much the DVD killed the VHS, but these VHS tapes I would consider collector's items. I would definitely consider so, especially since I have not one, not two, not three, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, but 9 of the very best Disney movies that have ever been released. So I would consider these collector's items. Let me show you. I would very much consider these to be collector's items because you really can't find VHS tapes anymore unless you were to look on like eBay or something. You really cannot find VHS tapes that still work, are in great condition, and their nostalgia factor goes way up because My parents, my mom, my grandma used to watch these all the time back before I was born. And the fact that these are still around and still working are amazing. Okay, so my video is all rewound, so assuming that your video is going to be rewound, all you have to do is you stick the tape inside of here, you push it in, and you simply press play. And of course, you'll notice that it's not in the best quality, but that's what people had to work with back in the early 80s, 90s, and 2000s. Was not great quality, but that's what makes it nostalgic. It isn't very great, but it's not meant to be. Now, this isn't part of the demonstration, but I want to show you something that this gentleman said. He is a nephew of Walt Disney. I want to show you what he said about, at that time, their technology.
Would have been thrilled to know that through today's technology, millions of people are enjoying these animated masterpieces in their homes. From Pinocchio to Fantasia to Dumbo, time and time again.
Now, little did they know that technology would evolve to now, here in 2020, people being able to watch their favorite movies by the touch of a screen. Like I could go on Disney Plus right now, and I could watch all 9 of these movies I have right here. But, I mean, I do enjoy each of these movies, like, in better quality, but I kind of like them in the way that they are with VHS, because it just brings back the nostalgia and the way they were meant to be. And yeah. Alright, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you do enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up. I am literally sitting on the floor of my bedroom. So, please give the video a like. Also, subscribe to my channel if you are new here. And punch the bell. I have new videos coming out all the time, every Monday and every Thursday. So, check it out. So, check out my channel. It's pretty cool. I uploaded a video on Monday of my first Steven Games video, which was a Let's Play of Five Nights at Freddy's. If you want to check that video out, I will put a link in the description. You can also find a link in the description for the first Ask Steven, and both parts 1 and 2 of my top 30 Disney movies. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to drop a like on this video, because I really work hard on my videos all the time. A lot goes through with filming the videos and also editing the videos, uploading the videos. It takes a lot of time. So if you would not mind punching that like button, also subscribing and punching that bell, because I make new videos all the time. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!